Hello and welcome, Frags of Beer family, to Beard Wizard Reviews. I'm your host, Zaymot, also known as Trevor on social media. I haven't seen you guys for a while. Bear with me, my voice. I went to San Antonio, beautiful city. I haven't been there since I was a kid. My brother lives there now, and we spent a week, or almost a week, in San Antonio. Thank you, San Antonio, for your hospitality, the fantastic food, the wonderful shopping. If you are from that area, you guys have a great little town. You know, I say little town. It's a great city, but it's a very old part of Texas, and really appreciate all the hospitality we saw there. Unfortunately, I brought back with me a cold. Don't worry, it's not anything more. Started as a normal sinus thing. I can still taste everything. I don't have a fever, but man, my sinuses and my throat, this is killing me. But I'm going to try to bring you guys some content because I've been gone for almost a week. Actually, I think my last stream was, 8 days ago. So it's been over a week since I streamed. So welcome to the show. It's Friday. Friday is new release day. We've got some new releases. We've got several that have come out over the last week that we have missed. So I'm going to try to hit them tonight and tomorrow, as well as try to bring you a new band. So my weekend or my vacation is winding down. I'm back in the studio, as you can see, and the dog napping over by the door, and we're ready to go. We're going to take a look at just recently dropped, like 4 hours ago. Mesus and Topher did a collaboration called One Nation Under God. We're going to take a look at that. We've done both Mesus and Topher on the show. I like both of them. A lot that I like, a lot that I agree with, and some stuff that I don't necessarily agree with. But that's fine. This is music. That's the way music works. Sometimes you find things in it that touch you, and sometimes you find other things that don't. That's what music's all about. But in the end, it should make you think, it should make you feel, it should make you react, and this one does. So we're going to take a look. Again, this is a live review show. It's not a reaction channel. If you call it a reaction channel, that's fine. I don't care. So if you're new here, make sure you click the subscribe button. Join the Frags of Beer family. I'm a little loopy, so if I miss something, I'm sorry. I'm on some medication to clear my sinuses, and it's making me a little fuzzy. But we're going to do it anyway. So you guys are going to see me on some medication with this raspy voice, doing a review of Mesus and Topher, One Nation Under God. If you're in the live stream, say hi. If you're watching the recording, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And we're going to do some more stuff all weekend. I'm going to try to give you more and more content all weekend. We got some great stuff lined up. So here we go. This is Mesus and Topher, One Nation Under God.
Oh, we go
Cheers.
under, dog. It's one nation under God. Oh, we go under, dog. Oh, we go under. Said one nation under God. Flag flying. Oh, we go under, dog. Flag line, baby. One nation under God. Flag flying. Oh, we go under, dog. Flag line, yeah. Really doesn't matter how you vote.
I want to, excuse me, I want to talk about that a little bit. Not everybody that listens to this channel, and not everybody who listens to, frankly, not everybody in this country believes in the same God or a God or any God. But I think there's a lot more to it than just the Christian idea. I know two Mesus and Topher. This is a very specific belief in God, and they believe that the core of the principles of the United States is one nation under God. But there can be more to it for those of us who are different, who believe differently, who have different beliefs. There is still a core of unity and morality in society, and it doesn't have to be the same. It basically all boils down to we are all brothers and sisters. We are all family united under the same set of principles, that we've all been given this, opportunity. We've all been given these rights, whether you believe it's a creator, whether you believe it's a deity, whether you believe it's nature. We all, by by virtue of our creation, share these rights. And because of that, that makes us all family. And to me, that's sort of what that means. And I think some people get turned off when they hear something like this, like, one nation under God, or, he's going to talk about Jesus and he's going to put a very Christian bent on this song, which is well within his rights, his beliefs, perfectly fine. But I want people to really look within and think that there is more to it than just he's a Christian and I'm not, or he's whatever, he's a Christian and I'm Muslim, he's a Christian and I'm a Jew. In a sense, I don't think that matters, because the core of it is that we are all bonded by this core belief that we are all created equally, and we are all entitled to the same rights and privileges as everybody else, and we are responsible for protecting those rights and privileges. And I think that's a lot of it. And I think what they're going to go into here is that we got to remember that. We got to remember that bond that we have, even if it's not strictly a Christian bond. It is a bond that goes deeper than that, to the founding. And that's to me, that's what that's going with.
Really doesn't matter how you voted. Politicians crooked, we are not. United States, but we don't shut. No, we draw lines, fighting online like your line. No, your line. You hate Donald Trump, I hate Joe Biden. Get more divided while our enemy hiding. Just laughing while we all kill each other. When the fact is that we really brothers. Land here is still our mother. Jesus Christ got us in his cover. Praying to our Father who art in heaven. Give us this day, he ain't give us 7. So we thank him for every single breath in, and praying that we can get a second chance to appreciate the blessing life. So sick of the madness, white lives, black lives, what does it matter? We lose America and our kids' ass. Why didn't we stand when we still had a chance? Why did we sit back and click on these apps? Dissing each other about this and about that, instead of uniting so that we could fight, so that they could have the life we have. This is America, this is not Italy, this is not Africa, this is not Mexico. We're all Americans. If we don't share this, then we'll live our freedom. Our children will never know. Live in the greatest country the world's ever known. God bless the USA, damn right the devil know. Gotta protect it though, we can't forget it, some cause heaven knows. This is one nation under God.
And that goes to the core of it. We are all brothers and sisters, and we've forgotten that. While our enemies watch us fight, while they watch us draw lines, and our enemies are here and there. I do not for a second be too naive to believe that your enemies aren't living in this country. There are people who do want to see this fail. There are people here who want to see things change fundamentally, not for the better. And they have a vested interest in us being separated. They have a vested interest in us drawing lines and fighting each other and being divided. And that's what he's talking about. Whether you believe that this nation was created with Christian principles or not, whether you believe this nation was created as atheist or theist or whatever you want to say about the founders and their ideals and their principles and their religion. We were created with the core that divided we stand, or united we stand. Sorry, the medication. United we stand. As long as we stand united, but unfortunately we're not standing united right now. We're all fighting over stupid things. We are fighting over masks. We are fighting over vaccines. We are fighting over who gets to do what. We are fighting over which politicians said what or did what. And you know what? Some of those guys and women, they're the enemy. They are not our leaders. They are our elected representatives, and some of them are doing us a disservice, and they're not doing their jobs. We have to remember that we the people, stand united. If we stand divided, which is what's happening, we're divided, and we're watching it all fall. like dominoes. A little bit at a time, it's all falling because we're all divided. And that, to me, is the core of what he's talking about here. And Mesus is fantastic. His getting to the music side of it, and not just the meaning of it, but the music of it. His enunciation, his punchiness, his aggressiveness. It's not like super in your face, but it's there. He's got a point, and he's delivering it very, very aggressively. And very clearly, like, you can understand everything he's given you here, and I like that. I like that about Mesus. He's not mumbling. He's not lazy. He's giving you exactly what he's trying to give you, and very clearly giving it to you. The way the way he delivers it, it's very fantastic. And then we're gonna move on to Topher.
This is one nation under God, flag flying, or we go underdog. Flag line, baby, one nation under God, flag flying, or we go underdog. Flag line.
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Nowadays causing hysteria up in the classroom. Can't fly flags or hang a few over the bypass. Evident that it's our past time we turn back to God. I think about families lost, relations we chosen to toss, all without counting the cost. Set a fire to the bridges we cross. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense until it don't make any sense. Hoping no one will regret the expense. Hating the world's not way too intense.
We one nation under.
I like Topher, and I like his delivery, but something that he calls out here is very poignant to me. There are schools that are fighting against the pledge, fighting against hanging flags in classrooms. They think it's indoctrination. A public school is an extension of our government, like it or not. If you send your kids to public school, I'm not gonna say like what you should or shouldn't do, but if you send your kids to public school, you have to understand that school is controlled and regulated by the federal government. And so I find it an odd thing that we have schools out there that are unwilling to fly the flag. Hello, Defonso, welcome. I find it an odd thing that schools are unwilling to fly the flag or unwilling to say the Pledge of Allegiance while they are essentially a government entity. And it makes you wonder why. Why would a school who's essentially a branch of the federal government be so opposed to the Pledge of Allegiance, flying the flag? Now, we could go on for days about whether you should send your kids to public school or private school or homeschool or charter school or whatever it might be. But really think about that. Really think back. Like, imagine all the other government institutions out there. What if they stopped flying the flag over the Capitol building? Wouldn't that be weird? What if they stopped flying the flag over the White House? It'd be a little strange, wouldn't it? So when you have a public school, which is paid for by taxpayers and regulated and controlled by the government, and they don't fly a flag in the classroom, seems a little strange, doesn't it? Makes you wonder why. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question to have. And welcome, Ildefonso. Sorry for the very congested. I brought a cold back from San Antonio with me, and it is whooping my ass. So bear with me.
With we one nation under God, flag flying, or we go underdog. Flag line, baby, one nation under God, flag flying, or we go underdog. Flag line, yeah.
And that is, there's a little more. Now again, there is a core to this that does not necessarily require a belief in God or a belief in the Christian God or the belief in any God, but that any nation that exalts itself above God will fail. Any nation that exalts itself above the people will fail. Any nation that exalts itself above the core of its principles will fail. And then it goes on to say, America included. I think that there's a naivete among young people, and we're seeing it right now with what's going on with the Ukraine and Russia, with Ukraine, not the Ukraine, but Ukraine and Russia. My generation and later, we have never experienced the full fear of a conflict that might involve us. My father's generation had Vietnam. My grandfather's generation had World War II. His father's generation had World War I. And before that, you had wars here, wars on United States soil that involved people. It has been 45 years. So glad to hear that, Ildefonso. Ildefonso says, just recovered from COVID, whole family. Daughter ended up in the hospital, doing well now. Thank the gods that your family is doing well. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that everybody is feeling well and recovered and feeling fantastic. That's awesome. What's going on in Ukraine and Russia and China about to move on Taiwan. We have had, 3 generations of people now who have not experienced the real fear of a potential conflict that can impact us. Even Desert Storm and all of that stuff didn't really impact us. That was all over there. It was all, we watched it on CNN. So I think there's a naivete here that we believe that we're invincible. We believe that it couldn't happen to us. We couldn't find ourselves under a tyranny. We couldn't find ourselves under a fascist state. We couldn't find ourselves losing our rights day in and day out, because that fear has not been that close in a long time. And I really think that that's caused a level of comfort that has made people complacent. So pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Ask questions. Ask questions to your representatives. Stop listening to just what the news tells you. Dig deeper. Ask questions. Stop being spoon-fed. And don't let us fall because we have moved away from our core principles. Whether it be religion or rights or just America being what America is. Don't move away from that. Pay attention. Ask questions. Thank you so much, Ildefonso, and anybody else who was here. Sorry, I'm going to bring you more content this weekend. Hopefully, I can keep pumping it out. We'll see how my head cold and the medicine does me. So we'll see. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, Ildefonso. Have a great one. I will see you all soon. Have a great one. Much love.